Guys and dolls, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a favorites video, and I am so excited because I haven't done a favorites in so long, and so I'm just excited to talk about some old favorites that have, like, I've recently started reusing again, and I'm like, oh wow, I totally forgot how good this was, and a bunch of new stuff that I'm really excited about. Always excited to try new amazing makeup products. I also am going to be including something that didn't work out for me and something I'm pretty disappointed in, so that's always helpful, I think. Kind of hard when it's like a brand that you love and it's like telling a friend that they messed up. You're like, okay, homie, I love you, but like, I want to say a quick shout out to my notification squad, everyone who has notifications turned on. Thank you guys so much. You are my stars. You are the people who are super just like involved, and I really appreciate your viewership and the fact that you actually turn those notifications on. If you want to be part of my notification squad, there's a little bell icon that you can click that will actually give you notifications every time I upload a video, so you're not kind of at the mercy of whatever YouTube decides to show you. There's also a notification squad for Instagram. There's 3 dots above my photos. If you click that, you can get notifications every time I upload something. It's a really great way to make sure that you see all of my posts, because with algorithms and everything, people are not really seeing all my photos, and it's kind of a bummer because I have such a great rapport with you guys, and I'll post something and like nobody sees it. I'm like, make sure that you have that turned on. I don't post a ton of things, so don't worry, you're not gonna get like a whole bunch of spammed photos of like every time I eat breakfast or whatever. Before we get deep into the makeup favorites, I want to share a little word from my sponsor. I love doing that. It makes me feel like a 1950s like TV show, like, and now a word from Philip Morris, but not Philip Morris. I love Audible. I love that it just gives you a different way to consume books. In my case, I'm currently listening to Ready Player One, and I'm listening to it with my husband, which is kind of cool. We can kind of make it like a social thing where we do it together. And a lot of times, like if you're reading a book with a spouse or just someone else that you live with or a friend or whatever, you read at different paces, or if you have to lend someone the book, there's this sort of like time lag when you can talk about it and they get to a certain point or they give you spoilers or whatever. With this, it's so cool because we can just sit down together and listen to the book and then pause it when we need to and discuss or whatever. So it's a little slow going because we have to find time when we both can listen to it, but it's such a cool, rich experience. And the book is read by Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton, you have to say it that way. If you don't say Will Wheaton, you're not saying his name properly. And it just adds another like little richness to it. I had a huge crush on Wesley Crusher from Star Trek when I was a young girl, so this is like extra like layered with goodness. And the cool thing about this book in particular, Ready Player One, is that it actually is like a dystopian novel that has retro elements to it because there's a lot of references to 80s stuff, which is really cool. Loving the book. Not finished with it yet, but I'm hoping that we'll finish it at least this month. Like I said, it's kind of slow going whether it's the two of you together. I love Audible. I'm so excited to have them as a sponsor yet again, and I will have a link in the description bar down below to audible.com/vintage where you can get your own 30-day trial. You can try it out. I know you guys will love it. So moving on to the favorites, I'm really excited about this first one, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, or Creamy Radiant Creamy Concealer, whatever. I always say it backwards. I think I usually say Creamy Radiant. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This concealer is bomb, and it's one I've used for a really long time. I'm so excited, I can't even keep my thoughts straight. The reason why I have fallen back in love with this is because I got a new shade. So I showed you in a previous haul video that I went ahead and got Creme Brulee, which is a much peachier shade. You can see it's a little too deep for me. Personally, in all of these concealers from like every company ever, I have to mix. So that's just kind of par for the course for me. I'm not too mad about it, even though it is kind of a pain in the butt. So I mix it with Chantilly, which is the lightest color that they have, and this combination is perfect. If you want to see it in action, check out this makeup tutorial, which will either be posted before this video or after this video. I don't know how things are going to go in the editing process, but I did film something for this. So my next favorite is from Makeup Forever. You guys have heard me talk a lot about the Water Blend Foundation, and I love this. Love this stuff. It's so great. It's so sheer. And I know a lot of people are like, why do you like a sheer foundation? I just like an evening out on an everyday basis. I don't like to go like full glam every single day. So that's actually, I mean, we can include it with this video, but that's not the focus. The one that I wanted to talk about was the HD foundation stick. This stuff is awesome, and I've tried a couple of different foundation sticks that have come out in the last year, and I like a lot of them, but this one, in my opinion, has the best color match, and it has the best color match ability because they have this really great system where they have a Y coded system and an R coded system. So R are red based colors and Y are yellow based colors. Super easy to figure out what you need. In my case, again, I mix Y215 with R 230. Yes. I had to read the bottom. I'm like, wait, which ones do I use? Oh, these are made in Japan. That's kind of cool. Anyway, these are a fantastic full coverage foundation. Again, if you want to see these in action, check out the makeup tutorial for this. Loved the way that they look. And typically when I apply them, I use the Hourglass foundation brush that came out with the Hourglass foundation sticks, which are also really fantastic. Currently anyway, I really love the Makeup Forever ones. I kind of like them all for different reasons, but maybe we'll do a video comparing all the different stick foundations. Let me know if you want to see that in the comment section down below. My next favorite is something that's been around for quite some time, actually before I think I started making videos this existed. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and this has been duped about 550 times over. If you don't want to buy this exact thing, there's a lot of similar things out there, but there is something about this original one that just works. And lately I have been foregoing primer when I do like my water blends. I don't use any primer with this, although I should experiment and see if these two will work together, because this one's water-based and this one's silicone, and I have a feeling that it might go weird, but it might work out. I don't know. I can't verify that one way or the other, but this primer is pretty awesome. It's just a good basic primer. It doesn't like react weird with any of my foundations. It goes on really smooth and makes my pores a little bit less obvious, which I'm always a really big fan of. So yeah, it's really basic. It's one of those things where, you know, you kind of get caught up in like the new now next and you forget how good the classics can be. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder. And I think I've talked about this several times before on my channel, but I have to give it another shout out. This stuff is the bomb. This is my second compact of it. It is the most silky, beautiful powder. It has just a hint of color, so it's great for doing touch-ups because texturally it doesn't have like a thick powderiness to it. It just goes on like silk. In fact, I don't even really need a touch-up right now, but let's just do one just to show ya. It just goes on so smooth, so soft. Oh my god, I love it. So it'll take down shine, it'll add a little hint of color. It's great for minimizing redness throughout the day or just blotting or anything like that. I usually will blot with like a blotting paper or something to remove like the excess of the oil and then use this to polish it up after. Now, if you are on a budget and you're looking for something that's similar to this but not as expensive, dupe alert, because this is the Wet n Wild pressed powder, the Photo Focus. This for me doesn't work perfectly because it's a little too deep for my skin tone. If you have a skin tone that's even slightly deeper than mine, because it's like such like a small amount that it's too dark for me, I would highly recommend this. It's also super duper silky, has just a little bit of color, great for evening out redness. Really excited, and it does have a whole bunch of different colors. In fact, this is offered in more colors than the Charlotte Tilbury range, so for most people you'll have a better chance getting matched with the one from Wet n Wild, and it's like a fraction of the price. So both of these are excellent. This is my absolute favorite. This is a second place runner-up only because it doesn't match me. If I had a color that matched me perfectly, I would be totally in love with it. The next product is a highlighter, and there are so many highlighters out there. I'm starting to have a little bit of like a highlighter hangover, but at the same time, like, I love them so much that I'm just like, give me more. This one is really awesome. This is from MAC. This is the Soft Frost, and this one is like a white with a violet duo. So there's a million dupes of this out there. So if you feel like you don't want to spend a ton of money on this, then don't bother. What I love is that this one is just the right amount of shimmer and shine and color without being too much. The extra dimension ones I feel have a really smooth texture and they can go really intense if you really pile them on. And some of the extra dimension ones that are more like a metallic color can get really shiny really fast, whereas this one is a little bit, I mean, Soft Frost is the perfect name for it because it's literally a soft frosty color. The texture is great on this, love it, highly recommend it. You get tons of product as well, which is super cool. My next favorite is the ColourPop Satin Lips, and I have two colors in particular that are my super faves, but I just like this formula in general. There's a lot of liquid lipsticks out there. I mean, like, I don't need to tell you guys this, we already know. But I tend to favor ones that feel as comfortable as possible because I'm not really in the mood to have super dry, cracked lips. Like, I didn't come here for that. If I want like a matte lip color without that feeling, I'm just gonna use a regular lipstick. I'm not gonna bother with something that makes my lips feel like shit. So the reason why I love these is because they're super flexible and they actually don't totally dry down. Like, it comes off. I mean, it's really truly a liquid lipstick. So in my opinion, it's a little more true to the name, whereas those ones are almost like permanent ink on your lips. I have really dry lips as it is. Like, I wake up in the morning after wearing lip balm and my lips are chapped. It's a hereditary thing. It just kind of blows. I gotta deal with it. So I tend to favor things that are long lasting but aren't super drying. That's why I love the satin lips. They are so great at being flexible and not getting that weird like water-phobic line that can happen with liquid lipsticks. You know what I'm talking about? Like when it like recedes from your inner lip. Ooh, I hate that. I've been wearing this one now for a little over an hour and it still looks awesome. This is Tansy. Oh my god, I love this color. Such a cool like terracotta brown. Love this. Could wear it every day. It's just so gorgeous. And with my like eye color, like this is a match made in heaven. But my other favorite color is Rabbit, or maybe it's called it's called the Rabbit. Love this one. Beautiful hot pink, and it has a little bit of like a slight duochromatic color to it. Very cool. Love these. Highly recommend them. And ColourPop is so inexpensive that it's like, might as well try it out for like $5 or whatever, or $6. Next favorite, another oldie but goodie, MAC's Painterly Paint Pot. Oh my god. This is like the millionth time this has been in a favorites video, but you know what? I keep going back to it because it's really, really good. This, I feel like they changed the formula slightly. I think this might have been the first time I bought a new pot of it since they changed to the Pro Longwear paint pot instead of just MAC paint pot. I feel like now it's like a little more emollient and a little bit creamy, a little bit thinner in texture, which I'm here for all of those things. So I love using this as an all over eyeshadow base at times, but really my favorite way to use it is when I've done like crease work and then I need to clean up the lower lid. So I did that today when I did my makeup, and I just all over again, it was like, yes, I love this. I love this product. This is something I've always had one on hand for like 10 years now. Oh my god, whoa, really? Is that true? Yeah, in like August will be my like 10-year anniversary with Painterly Paint Pot. Completely cleans it up and blocks it out, and it's super smooth. And I feel like whatever they've done, they've changed the formula of it or whatever, it really just made it that much better. Next thing that I want to share with you guys is the NYX Ultimate Palettes, and I adore these. I adore them. I share them with you guys in my drugstore haul. In particular, my favorites are the Warm palette and the Brights palette because these are the colors that I like to wear the most. And they're the ones I've used the most. So I can't really speak too much to the Smoky and Highlight and the Cool Neutrals. Although I do like the highlight shade, I think from the... Actually, I like the highlight shades from both of these. But I haven't really used most of the shadows. I've really only used these for the highlights so far. Really good quality, super creamy, great coverage, great color intensity without being chalky. And that just kind of goes across the board for these shadows that I've used. My next favorite is from I Love Nail Polish. This is a awesome color. This is called Rosewater. I'm wearing it on my nails right now. There's like a little ding in my polish right here because I'm clumsy, but this is a look at the color. It's holographic with like a green flashing to pink overlay. Super cool. Final favorite today is the new Vice Special Effects Top Coats from Urban Decay. This is by far one of my favorite launches in a really long time because it has a lot of potential. This product is sold as a lip top coat, which is how I've got it on my lips here today. I just took the shade Seether and popped that over my lips. I like using a lip brush for this as opposed to the brush that's included. Not because it doesn't work, it works great, but because I also like to use these on my eyes. Messing around with makeup the other day and I took Flicker and I added it onto my under eye and I was like, oh shoot, that's awesome. What a cool way to wear glitter. It has enough color there to give you a little bit of impact, but it's not super pigmented. So let me go ahead and zoom in on my eyes here. So you can see on my lower lash line here, I have a little bit of shadow really, really close to the lash line, but otherwise it's that glitter is what you're seeing and it looks super cool. Just put Fever over some eyeshadow and it doesn't transfer. It completely sets down. And I want to make that really clear because in my review video that I posted the other day, I didn't make it completely clear that these dry down to a waterproof finish. They don't budge, they don't smudge. And I'm telling you, I think these were mismarketed because they're marketed just for the lips and you can totally use them on the eyes. So I just had to pop on here and come tell you guys that because I'm so excited. And yes, I will totally do a tutorial using these on my eyes in the near future. Excited. So I love this because it's really like a multi-purpose product, and I know Urban Decay doesn't say that you can use it on your eyes, so technically I'm like being a radical and telling you to do things that are not authorized, but you know what? Be a rebel, try it out. Next thing I want to share is something also that Urban Decay sent to me, and I feel like in order to be a good friend, I have to be honest about something that didn't work, and it's so disappointing. So the Urban Decay liquid lipsticks did not work out for me. These are a disappointment for me, and I will tell you guys why. The reason why these were a disappointment for me is because I feel that they take an unreasonable amount of time to dry. In fact, I've never had one completely dry down on its own without like some very serious like blowing air in and out trying to get it to dry. It started to have that water phobic thing where like it would sort of peel away from the edges or it would create that weird line. You know what I'm talking about, like that gummy line that can, ugh, so gross. Hey guys, so I'm clearly not ready to be on camera. I am in the middle of editing the video that you're watching now, and I thought I would just pop on here and actually issue a retraction. I launched this whole thing about how the Urban Decay Vice lipsticks didn't really work for me that well, and then I decided, okay, I'm going to give them one last shot before I actually put this video out in the world. And there's something that's been sort of holding me back from just kind of slamming them or kind of giving negative feedback about them in any way. So I decided to give them one last shot. Here is the result. And this is double layered, so the application is really sloppy, so don't mind that. It does still do the pull away thing around the lip edges, but it's totally set. So my main complaint about these was that they took an unreasonable amount of time to dry, and apparently that's not true anymore. I don't know if the weather in my house, like the conditions or something, are more conducive to it drying now, or if my lip skin is just like in a better shape because it's no longer like the wintertime and they're not like super peely. I have no idea, but when I first got these, I felt like they took an unreasonable amount of time to dry, and I really didn't care for them at all. And I found this one in particular to be quite gummy. And now I actually like this. This is pretty cool. Like, totally set. Totally set. And, you know, part of the sloppiness of the way that it looks, this is just down to my application of just doing it really fast because I didn't plan on getting on camera. And pardon me, I haven't even brushed my teeth since I ate lunch. Hot. I'm so impressed with this that I actually am going to give this an endorsement. So this just actually went from like a negative thing to me being excited about something in the span of just this one video. For shits and giggles, I just decided to go ahead and take White Light and put that over the Firebird since it's working out so well. I decided let's test these two products together, and I love it. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Let me show you. So I'm really quite happy, and this is such a weird like turnaround because I thought this was going to be a video where I shared something that I really didn't like, but of course, you know, I'm such a, this is just me. I'm just one of those people that, like, before I put any kind of negative opinion out there, I have to, like, double, triple check myself. Another thing I wanted to mention is the gumminess on the inner rim. I just tried to get rid of it with a Q-tip and it worked. I think it's really important whenever we review products to be as fair as possible, and if you find something that's not working for you and you find a new way to use it, I think it's really important to like just come out and be like, hey dude, I was wrong. So that's why this is at the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your experience has been with the Vice liquid lipsticks. I am dying to know because I've heard a little bit of feedback from a couple of my friends. Some of them were like, those were awful. Some of them were like, I think they're great. So that's what kind of prompted me to take a second look, and I'm really glad I did. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Remember to vintage or tacky, just be your own kind of beautiful. See you, bye.